Okay. Right, guys, let me just introduce when I first saw this guy, yeah? Who's on stage, yeah? Rapping with a group called Shagina, yeah? In a club.
Wow.
For Jesus. Going in. I'm not too sure. Did you rap on the night? Or did... or was it... I can't remember what you...
Yeah, I did actually.
You did?
Going back, you just brought back a memory, mate. It's a Porsche Club. Porsche Club. Shout out to the man's name, Dennis and Robin. DJ Alex, who put the event on. Yeah, that is going back, bro.
DJ Alex, man. Oh my goodness sake. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy one. That's when we had to take cassette tapes for backing tracks in it.
Bro, trust me on the day. Tape cassette. Yes. It was a tape cassette.
Yo, and you used to have to take your own little cassette little handle for just in case they didn't have a facility. You know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, man.
Things are good for
memories, man.
So, like, guys, so this is going back to my teenager years. Now, I am 42 now, so let's not go any further, yeah? Stop right there. So, before everyone gets the maths out, I just want to just give an idea from what perspective we're going to have this conversation with, bro, because sometimes people hear people talking about the scene when they've only been around for 3 years, yeah? And between the both of us, we're clocking on a lifetime. Yes, you know what I mean? Around not only music itself, urban music, but the actual gospel scene and whatsoever. So I want to kind of like verify that. Not to big us up too much, but you know what I mean, to verify that anyway, yeah? Now, something that's coming up, bro. I saw a post being put up by a guy. He runs a blog called Crew Nation, and he's quite really excited about some of the new acts that are coming out. And he feels like there's a new wave that's ready to take over the scene in a positive in a positive way to like there's gonna be he believes that there's gonna be a massive shaking in terms of the Reach record. Well, Reach record's probably at a stage where they're just a machine, but the likes, because you gotta really look at things. Artists like NF can do sellout shows in the UK when really and truly can any other artists can in the rap scene can say they can do that. You know what I mean? In the gospel scene, and then I know we're going to go into the controversy of saying, is he a gospel rapper or not? But put that aside, yeah? That's, that's the reality now. They believe there's a definitely new wave going on now. I'm looking in the scene right now in the UK. When we first started going on, everybody used to rap like American artists. You had to rap like American. That's... If you didn't, people would be laughing at you. You sound too brummy. Now, if you sound like American, you're fake. Now, that's been a problem for me because the actual fan base for American artists, not a major problem, but you know what I mean, has just grown in age as the age each year goes. You know what I mean, and the younger guys coming through now are really UK centric. Yeah. So now, going forward in the UK, because the guys are talking about America. Yeah. Do you feel that, like, the music that you're getting and the scene that you're seeing now, bro, yeah? And I know you still keeping tabs with both elements of the scene. Are you seeing a massive handover now for the better in urban gospel?
I think what I'm seeing over the years, if we go back to, like, when they say the golden generation of gospel hip hop, with Truth and, like you say, Reach Records, Cross Movements, and all of that. Yeah, if you go back to that when things was peaking, there was an infrastructure, there was a hunger, and it seemed to be very focused, very gospel centered. It was about evangelism. It was about Christ. It was Christ centered. You had other bands that were doing stuff that wasn't so Christ centered. Yeah. And there was a lot of other music out there, tunnel rats and stuff like that. I think now it's very mixed. There are the scenes of that. It's become mixed, so you can't differentiate to say, right, that is the gospel scene or that is a certain scene. So you're having to really kind of like delve and pull out what you think is what. And I think that hasn't helped. Yeah. Before it was very clear cut. Now it's not. So that doesn't help the scene. It doesn't help grower scene. You know, if you look at it just from a secular standpoint, you know, reggae is reggae, hip hop is hip hop. Everything has its place, so to speak. Grime is grime. Gospel, it's you know, people want different things from music as well. So I think all those things have added to. It depends from what standpoint you're looking from. For me, from a DJ standpoint, it doesn't really bother me. It makes it a little bit harder to find music, I suppose. From a fan standpoint, I don't think it has helped because the scene isn't is strong. I believe the scene isn't as strong as in previous years.
Okay, cool. So, you know, in terms of I mean, Bob, you raised a really valid point in terms of and something that me and Zorro, because I briefly spoke to himself as well about this, and he was saying that basically it was blatant evangelism before, a blatant focus for that, and we had a joke about, you know, like people, the minority was tunnel rats in it, and you had like I don't know where you saw like the likes of Mars Hill and is Mars Hill, that's it, you know, and guys like that out there. They were just creative rappers who were Christians doing their thing out there as well, but they weren't really dominating the scene at all. They were just doing their thing on a creative vibe and just doing it. Even when Braille first hit the scene, before anyone knew who Braille, he was going around Europe doing little hip hop shows. You know what I mean? Like,
there you go.
You know what I mean? And it was like he was going all around the place and whatever. Now, and you look at it now, you could argue and say the likes of Humble Beast, that would have been a massive movement, you know what I mean, back in the day because of their strong gospel-centric approach. He's been overtaken by sheer great creatives. I don't know what would you say that great creatives? What creativity?
Yeah, would you call it creativity? I don't know. You'd have to. I tend to judge it on a individual basis. Yeah. Because if I'm hearing somebody who's doing what we call just being an artist, being creative, but they sound like what is, you know. So you can see where they're getting their creativity from. It's not a natural birth of creativity. It's you can say, okay, they've got it from, I don't know, Tiny Temper, or they've got, I don't know, a Professor Green flow. You're like, I'm not sure, you know, or whoever's relevant or whoever's blowing up at the time on secular radio. You have to ask yourself, what is the motivation behind that? Because I'm not hearing a genuine creativity. Whereas, you know, there are some artists who genuinely have a genuine creativity and they're not so much Christ orientated, but you know, you hear the heart, you sense it, and you think, okay, that's nice. For example, Solomon's Garden, who I think are a great.
Oh yeah. Do
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their songwriting, their production, and you just think, that's has its place, and it feels like it's coming from a genuine place. So you just have to judge it. You know, I tend to judge it on a case by case.
You can't blanket it. It's very hard to blanket it because I know what you're saying, because like you raised a valid point, you know what I mean. One thing over the years in music, we're all called to do different elements in gospel, you know what I mean, in whether it's totally in the church or is it a case of doing hardcore outreach on the streets, you know what I mean, or whatsoever. So it's everyone's kind of called for something different. Now